We do have our Animal Services presentation, and we do have Matt Lewis, our Criminal Justice Services Director, here to present. And Art Smith as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Commissioners. No presentation for us today. We just wanted to give you a verbal update. Matt Lewis, Criminal Justice Services Director, along with Division Chief from the Sheriff's Office, Art Smith. Last, we were here to rewrite our county resolution for animal services. The update, we had an RFP process active at the time and promised an update as to when that closed and what the results were. That has closed at this time, and we did not receive any responses to take over shelter operations. What that means for Mesa County is simply we remain in the business running the shelter side of the operation under Mesa County Animal Services. We remain on track to transfer the enforcement arm of Animal Services to the Sheriff's Office January 1st. Everything is going well in that transition, and we continue forging ahead with that. With that, that's the update from Animal Services, and then we simply wanted to take the opportunity as well to remind the community how to access enforcement services after January 1st. So I'll turn it over to Art Smith.
Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, Commissioners. Art Smith of the Sheriff's Office. I know it has been a concern of the board, what does it look like for the citizens starting January 1st when they have a dog problem? And I understand that animal control covers more than just dog problems. And certainly our hope for every citizen out there is that it's going to be very straightforward and seamless. If it's an emergency, and the example that I would give, and this does happen, and we have responded to these calls at the Sheriff's Office, if there's a vicious dog that is actively attacking a person, that's an emergency. Call 911. We will come in force and we'll solve that problem. If it's any of the many calls that would be non-emergency, then call the same non-emergency number that you would call for any other non-emergency law enforcement function. That's 242-6707. That's the non-emergency dispatch number. And we certainly hope we've done all the work with dispatch to make sure that they can direct that caller and that call to the right entity. So as we move forward into January, the Sheriff's Office is taking over enforcement in unincorporated Mesa County, the same places where we do all other law enforcement activities. And the individual municipalities are taking over their enforcement. But again, for the caller, call dispatch and they'll get you to the right person or party. And then if it is something that is specific only to the shelter and sheltering services, that information will continue to be on the website, and dispatch also, I certainly hope, will direct those callers there to that number. So that's all I had. Any questions?
Thank you, Commissioner.
Question, comment. So the public will experience literally no difference. They'll call the same numbers. They'll receive the same services from potentially different sources, correct?
I would have two comments to that. So today, the caller might, on their own, call, find the number online and call animal control. But there are a number of people who already are calling non-emergency dispatch who are then being redirected to call the animal shelter existing animal control. So for someone who knew the number already, they'll probably get kicked to call dispatch. But otherwise, if you're calling dispatch, then it should be seamless. The other thing that I would look at in terms of service or who handles it or those types of things, one of the things that I do anticipate as a benefit when we take over these services, currently, and has been the case for some time, which is very understandable with a limited staffing pool, Animal Services does not have people on 24/7. And so there is some potential there. We're open 24/7. There is some potential there that some of those calls may be addressed after hours that were not previously addressed after hours. It would just be held over until an animal control officer was on. I don't guarantee that, but I see that as a potential win.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate it.
Thank you.